What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. It's currently 2:55 AM, as you can see. 3 degrees outside, absolutely freezing. Just sat outside my house editing videos. How much fun is that? As you can see there, that is in fact the video that you are now watching. How about that for a bit of movie magic? Gymshark bag down there as usual, hanging out with some more white monster. Don't know if you can see here. See if I can get this to focus. 0 calorie, come on, 0 calorie and 0 sugar. It's a bit blurry, but you get the idea. Whole bunch of caffeine. So yeah, this is basically the shoulder workout that I've just finished doing. I'm showing you guys. Just a big shoulder workout, lots of different movements, compound, isolation, all sorts. It's just another one in the series of sort of my 5-day split that I'm going to be making sort of commentated videos on for you. This will be, I think, the 3rd in the series to come out. I think I'm going to release the leg day video before this, which I've also got to record the commentary for now, so I'm going to be here for quite a while. So yeah, not much more to say really, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, we're starting off this one with standing military press, 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Did this one on a Smith machine, just because I find it easier to isolate the shoulders without the possibility of swaying too much. The optimum way to do this exercise is obviously lower the bar, as you can see, to chest height. Don't let it go too far down. It's just going to be putting unnecessary stress on the joints, and you want to keep as much tension on the muscle as you can. But yeah, as you'll see, I kind of poke my head through like a chicken or a pigeon does when it's walking. That's to make sure that when you are completing the press, it's going directly above your head, straight up. You don't want to be pushing it out in front of you, because it puts a lot of stress on your front delts, your anterior delts. So when you say push your head through towards the end of the rep, and make sure the end of the extension is, straight up. Moving on to seated shoulder press next. Bread and butter exercise really. So flicking the weights up. Not going too heavy on this, because those military press on the Smith machine in particular really do sort of smash your shoulders, and it's almost like a compound movement but isolated. It really targets the shoulders a lot. Just nice smooth movement. Try not to completely lock motion out. Trying not to sort of knock the weights together at the top of the rep. Sometimes this is unavoidable. But yeah, these are great compound movements, both of these, for hitting all 3 parts of your main shoulder group. Your anterior head and your posterior head will be getting a little bit of work in there as well, not so much as your medial and your front, but they will be getting worked. Nice smooth motion, as you can see, sort of 2-2 tempo. We will get harder, the more reps you do, but just trying to keep the movement smooth and keep the tension on the muscle at all times. You'll also be working a little bit of tricep here. Obviously it is a pushing movement, so there will be a little bit of tricep incorporated into the exercise. But you want to be making sure you get these big compound lifts in as you would on any day, because that's where you're going to gain the majority of your muscle mass from. Moving on to some front raises, but unsupported. And by that, I mean I'm leaning my back on whatever you can find really. You can do it on a dumbbell rack if it's tall enough. I just like to put the bench up and lean back onto that. What that does is it really stops your body from swaying and focuses all of the tension on those anterior deltoids at the front, really targeting the specific muscle area that you are aiming for. If you try and do this sort of exercise, as you'll see later on with another one actually, without leaning back and resting your spine on something to remove the swaying. As you can see, I'm not swaying back and forward. All of the tension is on the anterior deltoids. Moving on to lateral raises and a plate raise superset. Now, supersets, as I'm sure you know, great way of forcing blood into the muscle, improving hypertrophy. Aiming for 12 reps of each of these exercises. Starting off with the lateral raises. Smooth motion, making sure you get that final squeeze at the top of the motion. And then moving on to the plate raises, where the key with these I find is not locking your shoulders and your elbows out at the top of the movement. You want to keep the tension constantly on the shoulders, and you will really feel this one if you're doing it right. And on the way down, you want to be controlling it. Don't just let gravity bring it down, because your muscles aren't working then. The whole point of lifting is to have your muscles fighting against gravity and fighting to resist that weight. Going back to the lateral flies here. Nice smooth movements, little bend in the elbows. Don't want them completely straight, because that's really going to limit the amount of weight you can move, honestly, because of the lever lengths and whatnot. Like I say, squeezing that final movement. As for your feet positioning, you can either have them together or one in front of the other. Whatever helps you balance the most, really, is what you should go for. Personal preference. Back to the plate raises, and as I say, just pumping these out by this point. Aiming for 5 supersets of this, so you're going to be exhausted. If you have to drop the weight, do so. We'll take a little pause, but try not to let your muscles recover too much, because they do recover quickly, especially the shoulder muscles. Got a little view from the back here, so you can see with the lateral flies, I do like to squeeze slightly backwards, and this will happen naturally actually as you get towards the later sets, because you will be exhausted and other parts of your body will start to join in and help out. Just trying to focus on those muscles as much as possible. You'll see here this is one of the last sets, you'll see I start to lock out my shoulders, because I'm just trying to focus on that eccentric part of the movement on the way back down, just controlling it, letting the muscle take as much of that weight as it possibly can. You'll see I pause for a little bit, because the muscles are just so exhausted from everything that's come before it. Finally, moving on to some rear delt flies. I like to do these laying on a bench with the tiniest little bit of an incline. You really want to be going pretty lightweight with these, otherwise you're not going to be doing them effectively. So yeah, squeezing the arms back, again, a little bend, slight bit of flexion in the elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades together, much like on the back day, because the posterior deltoids are on your back. A lot of people would assume it was part of your back, but no, it's part of the shoulder group, so I like to include it on shoulder days. You can do this sort of thing with prone flies and whatnot on a back day, but I think the slight incline in the bench targets sort of right at the top of that back, which is exactly where those rear delts sit. So yeah, that's the workout for now. I'm going to stick another slide at the end with the whole workout, reps and sets, so you can pause the video, take a screenshot if you want, use it in your own. I'll also sort of include other things that I occasionally include. I'm getting sidetracked, so yeah, that's the shoulder workout for now. There will be variations and slight things that I change every now and then, but that's what I did today. So I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you found it informative. Obviously, if you do like these videos and you like the content and you want to see more of it come in, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment if you want, and make sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with everything else that's coming out. I'm trying to pump out as much content as I can, so there should be new stuff every couple of days really. And if there's not, there'll be a big bunch coming if I've gone away to an event or something, such as Body Power, which is coming up so soon, and I'm so excited for it. Anyway, I'm going to sign this off now and stop rambling, because it is now 3:15 in the morning. I'm exhausted, and I've still got another video to finish off, so wish me luck, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.